In his seminal novel, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, author C.S. Lewis tells the story of a fictional king named Aslan and his fictional kingdom named Narnia. And as you might have heard, Aslan is a lion. One of the best parts of this entire book is when one of his young followers finds out for the first time that Aslan is a lion. Now, she was already nervous about meeting Aslan because he's the leader and he's the king, but to find out that he's actually a lion, well, that's almost terrifying for her. So she asks her leader, someone who's also a very fierce and loyal follower of Aslan, she asks, Mr. Beaver, is he safe? I'm nervous about this. Is he safe? And Mr. Beaver's response is perfect. He says, safe? Who said anything about safe? Because he isn't safe. But he is good. He's the king, I tell you. Well, throughout the book, it becomes apparent that C.S. Lewis is using Aslan as a symbol for Jesus. And when you think about it that way, it makes all the sense in the world. Because you and I and everybody else, we want Jesus to be safe. We would prefer it if Jesus were safe. But as the earliest followers of Jesus would attest, Jesus is anything but safe. But he is good, and he is the king. The Gospel of Mark presents Jesus much like C.S. Lewis does in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. He's always bounding from place to place. He's the king. He almost invites conflict. He never turns away from it. And he even has his own pride. We call them the disciples. And so as you might expect, early Christian leaders, when they read the Gospel of Mark, they said, look, we need to have a symbol for this Gospel of Mark, and a symbol for the Gospel of Matthew, and a symbol for the Gospel of John and for Luke. And so the symbol that came up for the Gospel of Mark was a lion. Because he's got all the characteristics of a lion. Let me ask you something. If it turns out that Jesus isn't exactly safe, what does that mean for your faith? If it turns out that Jesus isn't exactly safe, what does it mean for the way that you follow Jesus? Does it change things for you? Does it move the needle a little bit on how you follow Jesus? All the way from Ash Wednesday till Easter, we're going to be chasing the lion of the Gospel of Mark. We want to find out who this Jesus really was, what seemed to make Jesus tick, and how that could possibly change our life and our world. Make sure you join us on the Sundays leading up to Easter. I'll see you there.